Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for being here today, because what I'm about to explain is one of those quiet but extremely important moments that can have a real impact on your money, your benefits, and your financial security moving forward. Right now, something significant is happening behind the scenes at Social Security, and starting December 26th, it's going to land directly in the mailboxes of roughly 75 million people across the country. This isn't a random letter, it isn't junk mail, and it's definitely not something you want to ignore or toss aside. This is a document that connects directly to your income, your benefits, and even potential future payments that everyone keeps talking about, including that widely discussed $2,000 stimulus payment. What you do with this document, or what you fail to do, could make a serious difference for you in the months ahead. I want you to slow down for a moment and really understand the scale of this. We're talking about nearly every single person who receives money from Social Security in any form. Retirees, disabled workers, SSI recipients, survivors, widows, widowers, veterans who also receive Social Security, and anyone who received back pay or lump sum benefits recently. All of you are included. This is not optional, and it's not limited to people who file taxes every year. This affects everyone who receives even $1 from Social Security. And yet, every single year, millions of people accidentally throw this document away, not realizing how important it actually is until it's too late and they're scrambling to replace it. Over the years, I've spent a lot of time helping people understand Social Security, Medicare, disability benefits, survivor benefits, and all the confusing paperwork that comes with them. I've seen firsthand how a single overlooked form can delay benefits, create tax problems, or cause someone to miss out on money they were fully entitled to receive. That's why today's topic matters so much. This is not hype, and it's not fear-mongering. This is about preparation and awareness. When the government sends you something tied to your income, you pay attention, period. Starting December 26th, Social Security will begin mailing out official tax documents to every beneficiary. If you live in the United States, the document you will receive is called the SSA 1099. If you live outside the United States or overseas, you will receive a similar form called the SSA 1042S. Even if you've seen this form before, even if you think you don't need it, even if you've never filed taxes in your life, this is still one of the most important documents Social Security sends you each year. It is the official record of how much money Social Security paid you during the year. Now, I know exactly what some of you are thinking right now. You're thinking, I don't file taxes, so why do I care about a tax form? Or maybe you're thinking, my income is too low to be taxed, so this doesn't apply to me. I hear this every year, and I want to stop you right there because throwing this document away is one of the biggest mistakes you can make as a Social Security beneficiary. This form is not just about taxes, it's about proof, it's about documentation, it's about protecting yourself. Let's talk about who exactly needs to pay attention, because this is where people sometimes assume they're excluded. If you receive Social Security retirement benefits, you're getting this form. That's over 50 million people right there. If you receive Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, you're getting this form. That includes roughly 9 million disabled workers. If you receive Supplemental Security Income, SSI, you're also getting documentation, even though SSI itself is not taxable. Survivor benefit recipients, widows, widowers, children receiving benefits based on a deceased parent's work record, you are included. Veterans who receive Social Security in addition to VA benefits, you need this for the Social Security portion of your income. And this one is especially important. Anyone who received back pay or a lump sum payment due to recent changes, including payments connected to the Social Security Fairness Act, absolutely must review this form carefully. The bottom line is simple. If Social Security paid you any money at all during the year, this document applies to you. It doesn't matter if you received benefits for 1 month or 12 months. It doesn't matter if your benefit amount is small or larger. This is the official record, and it matters more than most people realize. One of the most important things to understand about the SSA 1099 is that it doesn't just go to you. Social Security also sends the same information directly to the Internal Revenue Service. That means whatever amount is listed on your form is exactly what the IRS believes you received. If there is an error on that form and it shows more income than you actually received, the IRS doesn't know that unless you catch it and correct it. From their perspective, that number is your income, and they will act accordingly. Now, to be clear, Social Security's systems are generally accurate and errors are rare, but rare does not mean impossible. Mistakes do happen. Payments can be misreported. Adjustments can be misunderstood. Lump sums can be confusing. That's why when this form arrives, one of the first things you should do is look at the total amount listed and ask yourself whether it makes sense based on what you received during the year. If something looks clearly wrong, you need to contact Social Security as soon as possible to get it corrected. Ignoring it doesn't make the problem go away. This form is also your official proof of income, and that matters far beyond taxes. There are many real-world situations where you will be asked to prove how much money you receive each year. If you're applying for housing assistance, energy assistance, SNAP benefits, Medicaid-related programs, or any other needs-based assistance, they will ask for proof of income. This is one of the primary documents used to verify Social Security income. If you're applying for a Medicare savings program or extra help with prescription drug costs, income verification is required. If you're applying for certain state or local benefits, they will ask for documentation. This form is often the simplest and most accepted proof. Even outside of government programs, this document can be important. If you're trying to finance a car, rent an apartment, or qualify for a loan, lenders and landlords often want to see proof of stable income. Social Security benefits absolutely count as income, and the SSA 1099 is how you prove it. For widows and survivors living on benefits, for disabled individuals seeking additional support, for retirees managing on a fixed income, this document can open doors to assistance you might otherwise struggle to access. For those of you who do file tax returns, this document is non-negotiable. You cannot accurately complete a tax return without it. Your tax preparer will ask for it. Tax software will prompt you to enter the information from it. Even if only a portion of your Social Security benefits are taxable, the total amount paid must still be reported. And if you had any other income during the year, such as part-time work, pensions, investments, or withdrawals from retirement accounts, this form becomes even more important. There's also a group of people who may not have filed taxes in the past, but might need to file now because of changes during the year. Maybe you sold a home, cashed out a retirement account, or received a significant lump sum payment. If your financial situation changed in 2025, you may be required to file a return even if you never have before. And if that happens, you will need this document. Now let's talk about lump sum payments, because this is where things can catch people off guard. If you received a large back payment due to changes like the Social Security Fairness Act, that money is going to show up on your SSA 1099. For many people, those payments ranged from tens of thousands of dollars or more. While that money is absolutely deserved, it can create unexpected tax consequences. A portion of that income may be taxable depending on your overall financial situation. This is not something to panic about, but it is something to be aware of. The SSA 1099 shows exactly how much Social Security paid you, and that information is essential for determining whether any of it is taxable. If you received a substantial lump sum, it may be wise to consult a tax professional who can help you understand your options and avoid surprises. Ignoring it or assuming it doesn't matter can lead to problems later. Now, let's address the topic that everyone keeps asking about, the potential $2,000 stimulus payment that has been mentioned repeatedly by the President and members of the administration. I want to be very clear and honest here. As of now, there is no finalized legislation. There are no confirmed rules. There are no official eligibility requirements. There is a lot of talk, a lot of discussion, and a lot of speculation. Some people are confident it will happen. Others are skeptical. The truth is, we simply don't know yet. What we do know is that if something like this does happen, there will be rules. There will be income thresholds. There will be eligibility criteria. And in some cases, there may be documentation requirements. Historically, stimulus payments have been tied to income, not whether you filed taxes. That's an important distinction. However, in certain situations, filing a simple return has been required to trigger payment for people who otherwise wouldn't receive it automatically. This is where preparation comes in. If, for any reason, they require income verification or a simple tax filing to distribute this payment, you need accurate documentation. The SSA 1099 provides that. It shows exactly how much income you had from Social Security. For most beneficiaries living on fixed incomes, that income is well below any reasonable threshold they would set for eligibility. But you still need proof. Think about it this way. If you're receiving $1,500 per month in retirement benefits, your annual income is around $18,000. If you're on SSI at roughly $943 per month, your annual income is just over $11,000. If you're on SSDI receiving the average benefit, you're still under $20,000 per year. These are modest incomes. If a stimulus payment is based on income, most Social Security beneficiaries would qualify, but qualification means nothing if you can't document it. This is why keeping this form matters so much. It puts you in a position to act quickly if something changes. It means you're not scrambling to replace paperwork. It means you're ready, not reactive. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. That mindset has never been more important than it is right now. So what exactly should you do when this document arrives? First, understand that you may receive it in one of two ways. If you have a My Social Security account set up online, you can access your SSA 1099 electronically, often before the paper version arrives. This is the fastest way to get it, and it's available through the official Social Security website. If you don't have an online account or prefer paper mail, your form will be mailed to you after December 26th and typically arrives in January. When it arrives, open it immediately. Do not let it sit in a pile of mail. Do not assume it's not important. Open it and look at it the same day if possible. Take a moment to review the total amount listed. Ask yourself whether it matches what you received during the year. If it looks reasonable, great. If something looks off, contact Social Security right away. Once you've reviewed it, put it somewhere safe. And when I say safe, I mean wherever you keep your most important documents. Birth certificates, marriage licenses, property records, insurance policies. This form belongs with those. Do not throw it in a drawer where it can be lost. Do not toss it after tax season. Keep it for the entire year, because you never know when you'll need it. If you file taxes, provide this document to your tax preparer, or enter the information into your tax software. If you don't file taxes, that's fine, but still keep the document. Rules can change, programs can change, and having documentation gives you options. I want to be honest with you about the uncertainty surrounding future payments and policy changes. We don't know exactly what's coming. We don't know the timelines. We don't know the requirements. But what we do know is that being informed and prepared puts you in a better position than ignoring what's happening. Don't be the person who misses out because they threw away a piece of mail they didn't understand at the time. There is also some genuinely positive news for Social Security beneficiaries going into 2025. Benefits increased with a cost of living adjustment, which means a little more money each month. Medicare Part D out-of-pocket costs have been capped, which is huge for people on expensive medications. Earnings limits have increased for those who work while receiving benefits. And those affected by recent fairness legislation have seen meaningful improvements in their payments. These are real wins, and they matter. Navigating Social Security can feel overwhelming, especially when you're dealing with fixed income, rising costs, and constant changes. But knowledge is power. Understanding what's coming in the mail, why it matters, and what to do with it puts you ahead of the curve. This document is your proof, your protection, and potentially your key to future opportunities. As always, this is not tax advice, legal advice, or professional advice. Everyone's situation is different, and you should consult a qualified professional about your specific circumstances. But based on years of experience helping people navigate these systems, I can tell you this with confidence. Preparation matters, documentation matters, and paying attention to what Social Security sends you matters. So when that SSA 1099 arrives, you'll know exactly what it is, why it's important, and what to do with it. Keep it safe, stay informed, position yourself for whatever comes next. And remember, this is your income, your documentation, and your proof. Take care of it, and it will take care of you.